Getting up in there. Getting up in there. Yeah. Getting up in there. Just released with Andre Wade. Yeah. Giving y'all the opportunity to get up in there. See where them viewers at. See where them viewers at. Yeah, this Dre Dog. Come to just reminisce about some things. I pray peace upon y'all families today. I pray peace upon those who are incarcerated, men, women, and teenagers who's going on a daily basis trying to figure out some things about themselves. I'm doing real good, man. I'm doing real good. I'm holding on, man. I had an opportunity to evaluate myself. These last few weeks, I've been going through it. I've been doing some things to better my predicament, better my lifestyle, and better myself. When I was incarcerated, I found myself at times when it's always great. It's always great because see, if you don't take the time out to evaluate your life in itself, because I do this here. Yeah, I it's things I have to make up. Smash that like button. Smash that like button. Cause hey, I told you if you tell somebody about Just Release, tell them hit that like button. Tell them hit that like button. Cause ain't no telling what I might come back with next. All right. All right. I like that. I like that. Tell somebody to tell somebody. And that's how everything work in life. You know, we got these telephones, we got this internet, and everybody's on them. Everybody's on them. So tell somebody about Just Release. Tell somebody about what's going on in your life. Not just so much of Just Release life, because I told y'all this ain't just all about me. This ain't all about just me. Because this all about God. And see, if you got God in your life, then you want to tell somebody about that as well. But I had to take a look at myself and the things that I was taking myself through. If that's really what I wanted to do, was that the route that I really wanted to take after going through what I went through, the 20-something years in my life in prison, and as you can see, that wasn't the way that I wanted to take, and I didn't want to choose the wrong choice of what could have taken place in my life at this time. So I made a decision that's more helpful to me as a man. As a man, you know what I'm saying? Because I go through so much, right? I go through so much on a daily basis that it can affect my my way of living. It can truly affect me as a man, as a man in a relationship, a man on a job, all those kind of things. It affects us when we make that wrong decision, that wrong choice. And that's something I couldn't make. I couldn't make, so I had to allow God to deal with me, right? Allow God to make my way because God got me out of prison. Wasn't no parole officer, wasn't no parole or lawyer, and none of that. It was all God because that's who I gave it to, and that's who I believe that freed me. So I'm gonna give y'all this story. I'm gonna give you this story that took place in prison, right? That was this nurse, and this nurse, she had that problem like Michael Jackson had with the skin. She was looking like it was peeling and everything, and she was a black woman, and she really didn't like inmates. She really didn't like inmates, right? She always had something smart to say about an inmate, but if you had opportunity, she would talk to you. She would communicate with you if you had that opportunity. And I was one of the guys that had that opportunity to communicate with on a daily basis because I was a diabetic. And by being a diabetic, it gave diabetics an advantage to communicate with nurses and officers, right? Because it puts us up on them regularly, and they get to know you. So this nurse, right? I was talking about God. I was talking about God, and everything, and how God does things, and for us. So she told me one day. She say, "Wade," she say, "sometimes y'all offenders, y'all amaze me. Y'all think that God only do things for y'all." And then it really, and I thought about what she had said, right? But I had told, I said, no, it ain't that. It's just that when you have been given so much time, or you have been placed down to your lowest in your life, and you prayed and you gave it to God, and you came up out of that, that what had nothing to do with you, that was all God. You can't help but praise God. You can't help but praise Him when things like that happen in your life. And so this is something that she had to think about because she was not in her lowest in her life because she had a good job, a balanced job, a balanced bank account, a vehicle to take her to and from. So, and the only time she probably really prayed is when something took place in her life that wasn't right, and she felt she needed God to go to. And seeing it can take place even out here in society on ex-offenders. We can forget about what God did for us in the time of our lowest in life and how we prayed to Him and we asked Him to get us up out of that situation. Well, see, when we come up out of that situation, we can't forget who we went to and who we prayed to get us out of that. So knowing this spiritually and mentally, you have to stay focused and try to continue to deal with yourself out here in society because it's so easy to get in trouble and so hard to get out of. And I'm speaking to those people that's out here in society that goes daily to try to make a living in which they think they are making for themselves. as the things that they do to us is selling drugs, robbing, and all that old type of thing. And for me, and I'm speaking only for me, I got one leg, right? I got one foot, and I don't know. I don't know if even. Oh, I'm hey man, I'm blessed, man. I'm thankful, man. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate the thumbs up, man. Hey man, I told you when you tell somebody about Just Release, tell me at that like button, tell me at that like button, cause ain't no telling what I might come back with next. But you can just show I'm gonna come back. Hey, I already know. Some of y'all probably thought Dredar was probably locked up or something. No, I'm not gonna put myself in a locked up position. I got a new parole officer, right? And I talked to y'all back in of a time in one of these videos about parole officer. And that relationship you have to have with that parole officer, because if you don't have that righteous communications between the two of you, then something can go wrong because they feel they have so much authority over you. And in a sense they do, but in a sense they don't, because you are your own man and you are your own woman. So it's what you do that controls your life in the hands of a parole officer, because they can only violate you for something that you create that's not right. So you have to keep your standards right in the parole place if you want to stay free, because these people be trying to figure out ways to send you back to prison. And if you go back to prison at a time like this, it's gonna be hard to get out of, because of COVID. You know what I'm saying? COVID got a lot of them guys strained up in prison, man. And you don't want to go, man, back to prison at a time like this with this here going on. And all, and prison, it's not a clean place some places. And there ain't no telling what cellar you might have, and the conditions he might live. Out here, you controlling everything in your life. And like I said, I had to take a look at myself and the things in which I was indulging in and the things which I was doing. So, and I didn't want to do some of the things, and I do want to do some things. And so my mindset is at the point where I wanted to, oh yeah, oh that man. So, I met a guy at the parole place the other day, and he had been been released from prison. He had a detainer, and he had a detainer in Galveston. He had to go to Galveston County, and he went through some time up there in Galveston County after being released from TDC. And when he was telling me that TDC told him they didn't owe him a check. Now, it's not just about getting money and going to prison, right? But they only give you $100 when you get out. And he is a guy that did time in TDC, supposed had gotten $100, but he had a detainer and went to Galveston County. And when he got out from Galveston County, the people told him that he couldn't get that $100. Now, and what's so crazy about this situation is that they wouldn't accept his address. So he was stuck at the parole place waiting on a bed at Brent Reed to go to Brent Reed. And now he had to sit up in this place waiting on a bed, not knowing anything, not having no money, only had $5, because the people that he had brought him there had given him some money, to probably catch a ride. I don't know how they do that, but what he had to go through, what he went through, just, in that day, and I think that was like 2 days ago now. But who, you don't want to put yourself. You don't have like 80. He got 80 days left on parole. He got 80 days, and in his mindset right now of that day, he wanted to just go and leave, but trying to be more productive of a person, having to look at himself. He want to go ahead and complete the 80 days and not have these people looking for him just for 80 days. And and he asked me what I do, and I told him, man, I'll probably go ahead and complete the 80 days. I'll probably go ahead because they got all kinds of rules and laws of how they deal with us, and we never know what might take place in the process of you running during them 80 days left on parole. Because let's say you go run off, and within them 80 days you catch another case, so you still on parole, right? So now they bring you to jail for the case that you done caught while being on parole. So now you facing more time, and you ain't have number 80 days left. So we have to take a look at ourselves and make a decision on and the right choices in life, because whatever choice you make can affect your life seriously. Seriously. Hey, I'm just here. I'm just here. I ain't went nowhere. I haven't went nowhere. I haven't done anything wrong. I just haven't, taken the time out and just, you have a feeling for some things. You have a feeling for some things in life, right? And sometimes those feelings that you have could be so good that you overdo things because of the feelings that you have for that, right? Now, I hope y'all, get me where I'm going to, right? But sometime through the course of that, you stop feeling the way you used to feel about it, right? And sometimes we let go of it. And see, I can't let go of just release. So I can't let go of just release, because see, if I let go of just release, then I'm letting go of some people, of my viewers, or my that looks for this. I feel that I would let them down, right? Because it's things that I listen to, it's things that I watch, right, that motivates me and that I looks for. So if I don't see that, if I don't hear it, then I'm be kind of messed up. So, and I can see the viewers of Just Release feeling that same way. So, I'm here, man. I'm here for questions. I'm here for advice. I'm here for whatever the knowledge that I have of what you asking me. Because see, I can only be truthful with you, right? I can't be no other way. Ain't nothing fake about me. I wasn't faking brills, and I ain't fake out here. I'm not fake out here. My relationships might not last long, but hey, that ain't got nothing to do with me. Well, I ain't gonna say it don't have nothing to do with me, because it does to a degree. So, but hey, I want y'all to know this. When you tell somebody about Just Release, tell them hit that like button. Because ain't no telling what I might come back with next. But you can best to show, I'm gonna come back with something. I'm gonna put some things on your mind. I'm gonna put some things that you might express later to somebody else. Hey, you ain't much gonna tell somebody about Just Release. You're gonna tell somebody. I already know. Yeah, I'm here. I am here. I ain't went nowhere. All right. Why you say that? Why you say that? But I'm gonna tell you this. It's a struggle out there. It is a struggle out there. And I seen it with my own eyes. I seen it with my own eyes. It is a struggle out there. There are some people out there with selfish hearts. There are some people out there that want to do good, that's looking. Yeah, I am saying. You know what? I had seen some guys that I was incarcerated with, and it was so good to see them, right? Because I hadn't seen these guys in so long, and it was good to see them, to know that they were still living, and and you know what's crazy about seeing these guys, the difference in their looks, the difference in their attitude. It was just so, like, and this one guy, right? I had seen, right, and he looked just so familiar, right? Because I might forget names because I'm not too good of remembering names, but I don't forget faces. I don't forget faces. And when I seen him, I told him, I say, man, I know you, man. I know you. And come to find out, man, not only was I incarcerated, because the incarcerated conversation came before I knew really who the guy was. And the guy was a guy that I grew up with in Harlem Clark and went to school with. He's a couple years older than me, but I knew him, I knew his brothers, I knew where the neighborhood he was from, but I knew him. His face was more familiar from prison, and that's crazy, because when we see people, right, and if you've been incarcerated with somebody, the incarceration mindset comes first before anything else. That's crazy. That's crazy. Now, listen to me now. See, now, if you ain't never been to prison, right? So your remembrance of someone is totally of the free world, totally of society. But when you've been to prison and you done so many years and you done been on so many units, the first thing you come up with is, man, what, you ever did time? And the guy might have grew up right in your neighborhood, and the first thing you ask him, hey, man, you ever did time? Hey, man, what unit you was on? These are the things that come up in your mind of asking somebody that looks so familiar to you if he ever did time. And I asked this one dude one day, right? And the dude would say, no, man, you got me messed up. I ain't never been locked up. He was lying. He was lying. But I don't know, maybe he wanted to totally forget about his incarceration days. Man, you know what? Man, hey, I really don't think I really hated a person in prison. I really don't think I really hated a person in prison. And there was some things, said about me that wasn't right. And I knew said them. It was some things that probably was done towards me that I felt wasn't right, but I really never hated anyone in prison. I really never hated anyone in prison. And that's the God honest truth. I had no loss in my heart towards nobody. I'm not a jealous person of what somebody else have. I wasn't that kind of offender, man. I wasn't that kind of dude, man. And my focus was more on me trying to get out of prison, and me trying to gain some knowledge that I didn't have before I came to prison. That was my focus, man. And when it came to survival, that was my focus in prison, man. And I believe that when a person go to prison, that his focus or her focus should be more so on the things that can benefit them once they become free. I don't care how much time you have. I don't care how much time you have. Your betterment of who you are should be more important than anything or anybody that's in prison that you ain't never met in your life up until that time, regardless on how they feel about you or what they say about you. Don't allow yourself to be placed in they same mindset. See, because you can become so institutionalized that it can hurt you. It can hinder you from becoming free. You might become free more sooner than you thought you were because of some of the things that you accomplish in prison, because it's so much that you can accomplish while doing time. You know, they don't just do time in prison unless that's the way you want to do your time. It's things that can help you in prison to get out of prison, to get out of that sentence that was given to you in the courts or whatever city or state you came from. You can get out while doing time because you become more knowledgeable of what took place in your trial, what took place in your life that day they gave you that time. It might be legal time that you was given. Good to hear from y'all. Good to hear from y'all. Thank y'all for them thumbs up. Thank y'all for them thumbs up. Yeah, but this is what we have to have. You can't allow what somebody else is going through in prison to affect you. If you always, let's say you meet somebody in prison, right? And every time y'all around one another, y'all always arguing. Leave that dude or female alone. Don't deal with them, because ain't nothing gonna come to that but a disaster, some drama. And you ain't about that. Yeah, you can fight, yeah, you can kill, but why? Kill a fool. Why fight a fool? Why? You ain't no fool. And if you entertain it, that makes you a fool. See, somebody that's intelligent walks away or stay away from anything that can hurt them or can hinder them. That's what intelligent people do. That's how people stay out of trouble. That's how people learn, by using their intelligence. That's how you make it in life, period. Inside or outside. Take a look at yourself. Take a look and evaluate yourself. Just say, hey, look at what you done and what you done been through, and evaluate it. Hey, I told you, when you tell somebody about Just Release, tell me at that like button. Tell me at that like button, cause ain't no telling what I might come back with next. But guess what? I'm gonna come back with something.